He said, you're not in a stalemate, you're in stillness. He said, I will make you lay down in green pastures, and I will restore your soul. This is not stalemate, but a surgery of the heart. It's funny how when he just says such a simple word and everything shifts in your thinking. This is why we have to have a shepherd. This is why we have to have moments, not just moments. I believe he's leading us into a place where we're always conscious of what he's saying to us. And that takes, the word says that our senses are exercised by reason of use. So even if you are taking 15 minutes just to be quiet, or even if there's certain times of the day you're like, when I'm driving, I'm not turning on the radio. I'm just going to be quiet. I'm just going to give him my ear. Whatever those moments begin, wherever they begin, they will begin to increase. So he said, when you keep moving forward beyond the time to recover, you are only going through the motions of movement. What he was saying to me was, when something happens, you know, maybe you're overwhelmed, or a tragedy or a trauma, or you're just depression, or life just gets to be too much, or things happen that you can't handle. He said, when you keep moving and you don't stop and sit with him in that surgery of the heart place, maybe you've been doing that for 30 and 40 and 50 years. Most of us have been just continuing on without letting him surgically dissect our heart for our whole life. So you can imagine that there is a lot of things growing and living in your heart, messages from the enemy, messages from trauma that have just stayed there. And again, remember, I want you to hear all this as it relates to what we've been talking about, the times that we're in and the shaking, where he is at war with all that stuff. He's not at war with us. Sometimes it feels like he's angry with us. He's not angry with us, but he is out to help us and cleanse us and get that stuff out of us that is making us susceptible to the enemy's plan. So he said, when you just keep moving, you aren't really progressing. You think you're moving forward. He said, for you can't sustain where your soul and body are not strong enough to live. These weaknesses that he's helping us to discover and remove and become strong, these places, we just try to move forward. But if we're not dealing with those and where we're trying to go, we will not be strong enough to live and sustain there. He said, you're not going to be able to thrive and continue on. You'll always be susceptible to be knocked back by the dis-ease or by the illness or the weakness that was never removed. You'll be susceptible to be knocked back to that place where the lie of the enemy is still speaking. And that made so much sense to me. And I think when people feel like I just keep trying to go forward and I just keep getting slammed back, I find myself in the same situations, and you feel like you've been going around in a circle. But and however you want to describe it, we're getting taken back sometimes to the place where we did not deal with something with the Lord. He said, let me find the right place. I don't see your race as a series of short sprints that you win or lose. You know, we see it so like, oh, this season, man, I lost that season. I won this season, you know, like playing a game where I did great. And so I came through and I did good and I won. And in this season, something hit me and I lost. I've lost this time. I didn't do good. I did good. I didn't do good. That's not the way heaven sees our lives. But he says, I see an eternal race that you have already won. He said, this I love. This really spoke to me. He said, I do want you to advance. And I want you to move from glory to glory. But you will move from strength to strength. Not, you know, the word says strength to strength, glory to glory. faith to faith, glory to glory, strength to strength. He said, you will move from strength to strength. We want to move and we want to advance, but he says, you're going to move from strength to strength and faith to faith to move it all. This is my Father's formula. So my formula, this is his formula. He said, you can't change this. You may want to just move on, but you're not going to move on until you gain strength in the area that has been holding you back. He said the beauty in this formula for advancing in strength is that you will keep revisiting. I'm thinking, this is bad that I keep revisiting this same place. This is bad that I keep revisiting this same weakness. He said, no, this is beauty. This is beauty that you can't get away from this weakness. And once you understand what's happening, you can begin to meet him in that weakness and let him bring it into a strength.